exciting you get to see your grandfather.
I know. I love this. I love that we're able to do this. Is that Patty?
Hi!
Hi, Patty. It's Susie.
Hi, Susie. So you can see me. It's still waiting, so I don't have video on you. I wish I did see your pretty face, but you saw me and Fiona?
Yes, I did.
Okay, come here, Fiona. So right now, your grandfather.
Hi, Fiona.
He's outside getting his picture taken for the paper.
All right.
And he looks really good, very handsome plaid shirt.
Aww.
Yep, so, okay.
Is he having a good day?
Yeah, Sandy came over. He hadn't seen Sandy in a while, since his surgery. So that was really nice.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
And then it was really crazy, Susie, because he had been invited to a group call of all the flying tigers and all these vets, and there were like 8 of them, and they were all on a conference call on his cell phone. It was quite crazy.
I know how stressed out Grandpa gets when he and I talk over each other, so I can only imagine.
Can you even imagine? I know. I mean, you've got a 100-year-old, and then anyway, it was neat. So I really listened, and I listened in, to wait if they were going to introduce him. So he was able to have his visit with Sandy. So all that was happening at once, and now we've got this excitement. So
he's going to take a nice long nap, I bet.
I bet you're right, for sure. Okay. Well, nice talking with you. He's just funny. You see me and I don't see you. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Do you
smile at you real quick? Go ahead.
Do you see an icon on the tablet screen that says "you"? Like a little button that you can push?
Let's see. Join. I'm looking, and let's see the X. There's a little. It's like in the upper left-hand corner is a little icon that looks like a scene from like a little mountain in the sun, but not the word "you." But at the bottom, join with video is lit up, and it says waiting. And then always show video preview dialogue when joining a video meeting. So it looks like she has everything engaged. We just haven't been able to get the video yet. It keeps saying.
Well, it may just be, hi, Jessica. Hello. Hi. The challenge that we're having, Jessica, is that
I'm here taking his
tablet that we have in Ed's house. It's that our social worker has. She can't see the video of all of us, so Ed won't be able to see you, but they can hear you and we can see them. So okay.
Do you think it would make a difference if the video was disconnected and then reconnected? Maybe.
We can try that.
Okay. I know his router can be kind of finicky, but Patty's right. If it's in the kitchen, it seems to work a lot better. So maybe if it tried reconnecting now that it's in the kitchen.
Sure. Anyway,
would you like me to click on join without video and then try to go back to join with video, or just leave it till Shirley comes in?
I think we should just leave it in case for some reason that you don't get reconnected. The most important.
I like that answer a lot. I was hoping you would say that.
Right. So Jessica Will is capturing Ed's photograph right now out on the front porch, and so they should get back in just a moment. So let me introduce, this is Mr. Larson's granddaughter, Susie. Susie, this is Jessica York, who's a reporter with the Santa Cruz Sentinel.
Hi, Jessica. Thank you so much for doing this. It means a lot to my grandpa and to our family.
I see he's had a feature in our paper about 5 years ago, so he's got to be an old hand at this.
Yeah, he is very excited about the attention. So
okay, beautiful. I always sometimes a hard story to do on Veterans Day, where I just interview someone and say, "You're a veteran, now talk about it."
Yeah.
So if he's on board with it, that'll be great.
Yeah, no, he's got a lot of great things to say. It's really important to him, so it means a lot to all of us.
Fantastic.
And now your grandfather is he 95 or 96?
He just turned 96 last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jessica, that was an error in my part on the detail that I shared. It's 96 now.
Okay, sounds good.
I
They're
thought
still-
about that yesterday, but last night I was laying there thinking, you know what? I think he's had a birthday since we first were talking with him. We did a little bit of a pinning for him in June, I think it was, out in the front. So
I'm glad you checked on that. I noticed that the story from 2015, he was 90 in February, and I was worried, late in the year, he probably had a birthday. So thank you.
right. Yep, we were thinking about that. We're on the same wavelength.
Good, good.
So if my dog starts to bark, which he might do during the interview, is it okay if I stay on mute? Would that be all right?
Oh, perfectly fine.
Okay. Anytime the wind blows and it's quiet in this house, he thinks that he's protecting me. So
My dog too. So
It was so cute. We just did, Hospice of Santa Cruz County is doing some car parades for some of the veterans that are in facilities today, Susie.
mm-hmm.
And we normally do in-person pinning ceremonies at facilities, sort of such as like Ames of Bacchus or Montecito Manor or Sunshineville or others. But we've had to limit that because of COVID and so forth. So
Right.
we're doing car parades, and it was really cool. We got a bunch of our team got the cars decorated.
Oh,
One of-
neat.
One of our volunteer visitors is a pet companion, and he has a black lab named Woody. And so Woody came along for the car parade.
Oh,
So cool. Anyway,
that's neat.
It's
So
dog
did
day.
you have the veterans then come to the door or come to the window to be able to watch?
yes, yeah.
That's
Some
neat.
of them were at the windows, and some were outside in the courtyard areas of the places we were this morning. So we have another one early this afternoon. So
That is
There.
neat.
we're having fun.
Yeah. I think I hear him coming in
So
the front
is there
door.
any,
Did I hear
I'll
him?
let them know that you're all, yes, they're right outside chatting. I'm gonna let them know that you're all on.
it's good. He gets them warmed up for me. So.
Yeah.
So Jessica, you've been busy lately.
I thankfully less busy. So we hired. I was down to the last reporter for a couple weeks, and we hired 3 of them about 3 weeks ago. So I've got help again.
Oh, great.
Super happy about that.
Yes, I would imagine.
Susie, I'm gonna be going, and I let them know that, yeah, here they are, the door's opening. I let them know that you're all waiting, so I'm gonna go, but I will be getting several copies of the paper, the article, and I'll be happy to mail it to you.
Thank you so much. It was good to see you, Patty.
My pleasure. Nice to see you. I wish I could see you.
And Patty, please tell your husband thank you. I know you both came over the other day to help Grandpa with a few things, and it was so nice to hear. Jenny gave me the update, so thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Since we don't have a
It's our
screen, we
pleasure.
could just have him sit in his chair out
Of
here.
course, I'll bring this. Is that all right? Okay. Moving into. Oh, that's
You
okay.
let Shirley know that we can see him though.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
You want to set up a elevated set?
You could just sit there.
There's a chair over there.
Yeah, right. We're gonna put
Oh,
this
this-
right. Can you see Ed?
Hi, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Hey, Susie, how are you, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
I didn't know you got, we're in on this too.
Hey, I wouldn't miss an opportunity to see your face.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, the dog's here.
So Ed,
Yes.
on the call.
Yes.
Are you there, Susie?
I'm here, yes.
Okay. The screen changed. So on the call is Jessica York. She's an interviewer with the Santa Cruz Sentinel.
Okay.
And Kathleen Malone is our director of marketing, I think.
Uh-huh.
Sorry if I got that wrong, Kathleen.
That's close enough.
And then your granddaughter's on.
Right.
They can see you, but you can't see them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's because the internet is slow here, but they certainly can see you.
Oh, okay. Good.
Well, something changed and we can't see, we just see your name, Shirley, like it defaults to your name.
I can scarcely hear you.
That's okay. We'll turn it, maybe Shirley, you can turn up, there you go. That works. And you can turn up your volume on your tablet. Thank you.
Can you see us now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so something changed earlier.
Okay, I'll just saying that to it.
Hi, Ed. Thank you so much for
Hi.
joining us. This is Kathleen Malone. I just want to say thank you for your service to our country. And we just thank you so much for sharing your story today. And I'm going to turn it over to Jessica, who's the reporter with the Santa Cruz Sentinel.
It's nice to meet you, Kathleen. Thank you so much.
Hi, Ed. This is Jessica. How are you today?
Hi, Jessica. How are you?
I saw we wrote about you about 5 years ago. We were writing a book, a memoir, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Have you been writing anything lately?
Yes, I've been. I kind of keep the mill going, so to speak, so that my mind doesn't go completely blank. I have a book in progress now about the times that I spent in Alaska on the fishing boat and the marvelous situation that arose here in the Santa Cruz Harbor. They took my boat and put it up as a display, which was a thrill for me and not deserved, but anyhow, it happened.
Why were they putting it on display? What had happened?
Well, I think because it was a part and parcel of 32 years of my life here in the harbor, and in deference to my being here, they executed that kindness, which I will never forget.
So, do you live in the Seabright? Do you live near the harbor?
Yes, I do.
What is your, I know you did during the war, you flew planes. How did you make that jump to boating? What is your love for the water?
Well, I was raised in Seattle, and of course the Puget Sound is immediately adjacent there. As a kid, I sailed flatties, small flat sailboats, and became very interested in boats there. Then after the war, actually before the war, my father was superintendent of a fish cannery, a salmon cannery at Port Althorpe, Alaska, where I worked on the boats, the fishing boats, as a youngster.
That's interesting. So you seem like you've been to many places. You've traveled a bit.
I have had a life filled with the adventure and joy that few people have had. I love airplanes. I love boats. And I've lived an adventure.
So this year for Veterans Day, it comes in the middle of a really unusual year, at least in my life. I was wondering what it's been like for you.
I would not want to put you in a difficult position, or anyone else with whom I spoke. I was raised in the era of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, our president, for whom I had a deep affection and for whom I served 4 years of my life. I find conditions today appalling. I am sorry to so state, but that's the way I feel. And I'm looking forward to Joseph Biden being our next president as quickly as possible.
And in terms of the actual, the coronavirus, and I know that's restricted a lot of people's interactions with each other. How have you managed to still be able to communicate and spend time with people you love, if at all?
Well, I wear a mask quite often, which Shirley very kindly said that I could conduct this interview without the mask, and I respect that mask wearer's integrity to the nth degree. This virus condition, of course, is of tremendous interest to me, and my sympathy goes out to the people that have been affected and who unfortunately have lost dear ones close to them. I recall, excuse me, when I was young, I went through the situation where the infantile paralysis was a current presence with us all the time. So this condition of perpetual possible illness everywhere is no surprise to me.
I was going to ask if anything you've gone through has kind of helped you be calmer about this, to sort of know that this will pass. You know, it sounds like you have seen some conditions similar.
Yes, I think so. I think the infantile paralysis was present when I was a kid in grade school and high school. Was a prevalence that we were afraid of constantly, and it was a terrible disease. As a matter of fact, the buddy that I flew with in China, after we came home from service in China, he was beset with a type of infantile paralysis that required an iron lung, bulbar polio, and as a result of that, his life was affected for many years afterwards.
Wow.
It was paralysis was a real threat.
That does sound like, and it sounds like it went on for a while, and we've all got our fingers crossed that coronavirus will soon be in our back mirror, but it doesn't. We don't really know, I suppose.
Oh, I hope so. I hope, as quickly as possible. I pray for a reduction in this, and a reduction, of course, in the death and dying of so many good and wonderful people.
For Veterans Day, I'm wondering, just in terms of your experience with the military, you've written, you've written the memoirs. It sounds like have been somewhat willing to share your knowledge with others. Can you do a little bit of that with me now? Sort of what Veterans Day means to you, and maybe what knowledge you could share with others.
Well, I speak as a 97-year-old person, still alive, still able to enjoy the things about me. I think Veterans Day has always meant to me a reverence and a remembrance of the guys that I flew with that didn't come home. This was not unusual. And as I speak of it now, my heart becomes a little bit heavy, I guess, with the respected knowledge of these neat guys, these dear friends, these compatriots, this band of brothers that I was once a member of, did not make it home, and that I believe that I have always taken Veterans Day as a time when I should extend my personal thoughts, prayers, hopes, and dreams to those that didn't make it home. I had a situation where I lost a number of friends at the very end of the war, and the loss and sorrow that went with it have never left me in all the years that I've been privileged to live. I was granted this time, and the time was taken from others. And this, to me, has always been remembered and sadness.
Have you, this year aside, had chances to interact with veterans of later generations of different wars?
I'm sorry, I had a bit of difficulty understanding you.
I apologize. My dog is barking. Hold on one second.
Jessica's gonna tend to her dog who's barking. She's putting him in the other room.
Don't feel bad about the dog. I've got one sitting right beside me.
I had to mute mine because my dog is chewing on a bone, so I understand.
I'm back.
That
I'm
you,
sorry.
Susie?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were 10 right there, honey.
My question was just, have you had a chance to meet with or speak with veterans, younger veterans from different wars and times at all?
Oh yes. I've expressed these same thoughts and ideas to kids that I knew from Vietnam and from the later wars. My daughter, one of my daughters, Susie D, and my other daughter has spent time as a crew member in Afghanistan during the war, and she is. They both are dear souls to me, but she had quite an adventure as far as the Navy was concerned.
Do you find that their experience differs greatly from your own?
I'm sorry.
Oh, do you find that their experiences that being in the military has changed a lot since you served?
Yes, yeah, my daughter doesn't speak of it quite as often, perhaps, as a veteran of earlier wars, I should say. Yeah, you have to take a look at the basic situation of life and its vicissitudes as we go through our years. There's no such thing as a good war. Afghanistan has had its terrible moments just the same way as the Battle of the Bulge in Normandy or Semeraglis or someplace that's probably now long forgotten, but where men fought and died and women fought and died, and there's no good war. I would like to think as I grow older that there is no excuse for war. However, I recall back when Hitler was in power and Hirohito in Japan, America rose then as a nation, one group declaring with all their heart and soul that their efforts and their ongoing sacrifices would save America and everywhere for the freedom and the liberty that we all have a right to expect. This is why we fought our wars. As I said, my my current feeling my current feeling and my feeling has always been one of solicitude and sorrow for those who didn't come home.
These days in Santa Cruz County in particular, have you found that the people pay kind of respects to veterans such as yourself? Do they know what you've gone through? Do they appreciate it?
I think through all the years, even when I was a young pilot just being released from the service and having the status of being a veteran of foreign wars, I have always, with no exception, been treated with the utmost respect and gratitude that veterans have a right to expect. I have always been treated with that respect and solicitude, for which I've been very grateful. My country has taken care of veterans. I have been blessed with the Veterans Medical Service that has accompanied me through my life, and I'm just totally thankful for what has developed.
Can you talk a little bit about what you did in the service as well?
Well, actually, my participation in the active life of a representative of the United States was I flew airplanes, and the airplanes I flew were not the romantic fighter planes that I longed to fly, but these were freight carriers, and they loaded our aircraft with bombs, with ammunition, with gasoline, with pipe, with several other various and sundry items, and we took them where they were supposed to go. Our enemy was the weather, really. I flew the hump, not many times, I think twice, 2 or 3 times, and that was a little bit of a stretch, so to speak, that brought a little fright to the eyes. The aircraft that I was privileged to fly were well cared for. They were old, they were decrepit in some ways, but the sacrifice of the young men who were our service people took care of the aircraft and kept them in flying conditions. And I had but just minor problems that made the hair rise on the back of your head periodically, but not often.
Ed, you spoke, I think earlier when Susie and I were on waiting for you to join, I believe it was Patty was talking about a gathering of some of your, I believe, fellow Air Force pilots, perhaps. Susie, did you capture that earlier? Am I reflecting on that correctly?
I think that Patty was referring to a group conference call that took place today with several other pilots from the war. Grandpa, did that happen this morning?
Yes, that happened just before Shirley's arrival.
I wondered if you might want to talk about that, or those gents, those fellow comrades at all.
Well, there were 2 groups that abounded in the Far East, in the area where I could only speak with knowledge of the war in China. And we had two groups in China. We had a group that, of which I was a member, that flew the transport planes that brought the ammunition and fighting equipment from one place to another. And we also had our fighter squadrons that were in support of our detailed jobs to do. I had many friends in both areas, and the fighter squadrons were subject to the romance and adventure that the cargo pilots didn't participate in, and there was a loss amongst the fighter pilots and a loss amongst the material pilots, and it you know it's hard for me to say once again, other than we all did our best to accomplish the job at task that would assure our nation of being free and liberty laden, with the blessings that those two items brought.
Are there many pilots that left that you knew at that time?
No. I of course don't have access to a total registry of pilots, but I would submit that probably very few are around to speak of their adventures today. Just be assured that so many guys that were neat pilots and neat guys to be with, and soulmates that they've gone on, and as time goes by, I'm 97 years old. I'm not going to hold on forever. I'm happy with what I have, and I'm happy with what my nation has given me. And I'm ultra happy with the thanks and the commiseration that our people, our country has given. I'm deeply grateful. I'm deeply grateful. And I suppose somewhat teary-eyed as this progression of time goes by.
Can I ask what after you left the military, what was your day job? What was your profession?
Well, after I left the military, I went fishing in Alaska for a couple of years. And I married very well to a woman that was an icon when I married her, and an icon when I lost her. We had a marriage of 63 years, which was star-laden, and more than I should ever have had a right to expect. I went back to college, got a degree, got a master's degree, and took a teaching position later on after I finished fishing in Alaska. And my time spent with the education of children, young and old. I taught from kindergarten to college level was totally rewarding, totally stimulating, totally engrossing, totally satisfying. That was a period of life when I was at my best, and I hope that I contributed to the education of the kids that with which I was associated as much, and that they got as much as I got out of it.
Did you teach here in Santa Cruz County at all?
I did after the girls